Hello? Hello? Can anybody see me? Hey everybody, can you see me? Can you hear me? Apparently we are having some major technical difficulties here. Let me know in the chat room if you guys can see and hear me, and if so, we will get this going. Daniel says I can, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, apparently we are now on the air, NoDQ Live. I have no idea what happened, technical difficulties, but nonetheless, I am here. Everyone is saying they can hear and see me, so welcome to NoDQ Live. Let's do the proper introduction now. My name is Aaron Rift. Thank you for watching NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. Happy Rusev Day to everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Rusev Day. Tomorrow is my birthday. You know, that's a secondary thing after Rusev Day. It is my birthday tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow, starting at noon Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 Central Time, you can get 20% off your entire ProWrestlingTees.com order. Pick up a NoDQ.com shirt. Pick up 15 because there are 15 designs on there. Check that out. Now that I got that plug out of the way, let's talk about Smackdown Live. Now, I'm curious to know what you guys thought about Smackdown Live. Overall, I thought, like Raw, it was a very average show. Of course, the big angle on SmackDown was pretty much a repeat of Raw. On Raw, we saw several NXT women show up and make their debut, and the same thing happened on SmackDown Live. We saw Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan debut on SmackDown Live. So there's a trio, a heel trio of women on SmackDown, just like Monday Night Raw. It's a little weird. I mean, I like it on one hand, but on the other hand, it's basically the same thing that was done on Raw. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this was a bad idea to do essentially a copycat thing? Do you think it was a cool idea? What do you guys think about that? TGS says no cash-in makes Carmella look dumb. I've seen a couple comments like that. Some people feeling that Carmella should have cashed in here. This was the perfect opportunity. And Jishnu says the same thing, that Carmella should have cashed in. Brando says it's a ripoff. Braden says bad idea. Jeffrey says SmackDown was boring. Maria says I like it, big fan of Ruby Riott. I mean, on one hand, I'm happy to see these women getting the opportunity on the main roster, but at the same time, I'm not sure how I feel about just mimicking the same angle from Monday's Raw, doing the same exact thing with the three women as a heel faction. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about it for sure. Now, some of you are thinking that this is going to lead to a Women's Royal Rumble, which is something that has been rumored for the past couple months, that WWE will do a special Women's Royal Rumble in addition to the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, I'm all for the Women's Revolution. I like it. I like the evolution of the women in WWE. However, I'm not a big fan of a Women's Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is a special pay-per-view. It happens once a year. That's the way it's been for 30 years. And I think it gets watered down when you do 2 Royal Rumble matches for one show, which I'm assuming this Women's Royal Rumble will be part of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I could be wrong. They might do it at a different date, but we always associate the Royal Rumble with January. So one would think that if they're going to do a Women's Royal Rumble, they're going to do it at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'm not really a big fan of 2 Royal Rumbles in one show. I think it's overkill, you know? And I think it's even more overkill than doing 2 Hell in a Cell matches, because the Royal Rumble is an hour match. It's a lengthy match, and it's all about the gimmick of people coming out, and it's a once-a-year thing. I don't like doing 2 in 1 year. I don't know if this is leading to a Women's Royal Rumble match or not. I've definitely heard some things about it. I'm not really a big fan, though. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about all these women coming in, and that very well could be what it is, that the women are being brought in to be part of a Women's Royal Rumble. It's funny because on Raw, I was like, wow, the Raw women's roster is really stacked. What is SmackDown going to do? And sure enough, on SmackDown, we see the 3 NXT women show up. What do you guys think about that? Do you think these women deserve the spot right now? Because I've seen some people upset about other women, like Billie Kay and Payne Royce. People are upset about them not getting called up yet. So what do you guys think? Do you think the right women were called up right now, or do you think some of the other women in NXT should have been called up? So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Jeffrey says overkill with 2 Royal Rumbles. Tony Brain says Nikki Cross should have been called up. Colin Andrews says it should have been Ruby. Just Ruby, apparently. James says Sarah Logan deserves it. Oh, by the way, James set up a NoDQ Instagram account at instagram.com/NoDQ, He's running it, but I am endorsing it. You can go check that out. He's posting various updates from NoDQ.com. So thank you, James, for doing that. Much appreciated. TJS, our moderator, says Liv Morgan is basically Carmella. Jason says 2 Royal Rumbles would be AIDS. CK1001 says Payne Royce and Billie Kay should have been called up. Ricky Lawson says tired of seeing the same woman on SmackDown Live. Happy for the ladies. So there are some positive reactions to this. Some mixed feelings. Offman Rules just sent a $5 donation in the super chat. Happy early birthday, Aaron. How about a women's battle royal at the Royal Rumble instead? I like that better. Or if you're going to do a women's Royal Rumble, I mean, if you do it at the Royal Rumble, I definitely feel it's overkill. Now, if you do it like on SmackDown, or if you do it on a different pay-per-view, I guess that would not really work because the Royal Rumble has both brands on one show. So you pretty much have to do it at the Royal Rumble. So should they do a Battle Royal instead of a Royal Rumble? I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, yeah, Battle Royal is a little bit different, but still, it's a bunch of people in the ring throwing people over the top. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Do you think that the women should have a Battle Royal? I mean, that isn't really revolutionary to do a women's Battle Royal. I guess it would be a little bit. The difference between the two of them is that people come out one at a time in the Royal Rumble until all of the participants have entered. With a Battle Royal, everybody's just in there right from the start, and then it's elimination from that point forward. Josh Morales says 2 Rumbles in one night sounds ungood. Is John Cena going to win the Royal Rumble? I hope not, but I would expect Cena or Reigns to win. Just knowing how WWE operates, I would love, 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 love to see somebody new win the Royal Rumble, a rising star. Happy Rusev Day to you too, Dane. But unfortunately, I think we're going to see Cena or Rusev win. Michael Wayne says, what's next for Bobby Roode? A feud with Baron Corbin? Yeah, I think that was the whole purpose in Corbin accidentally attacking Roode in the Lumberjack match main event, and then Roode attacked Corbin, and that led to the big fight. So yeah, it sure seems to me like that's the next program, Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin, which is fine. I'd like to see Bobby Roode capture the title, the United States title, from Baron Corbin. I'm just sick of Corbin. But yeah, it definitely looks like the seeds were planted for that feud during that Lumberjack match. Steve-O says Nakamura or Sami Zayn should win the Royal Rumble. I don't think Sami Zayn's winning it. I think that is highly unlikely in all likelihood. But you know, Kevin Owens, I think pretty much anybody other than John Cena or Roman Reigns is a long shot. I really hate to say that. Rusev would be awesome. Nakamura would be awesome if AJ Styles remains WWE Champion. So now, speaking of the WWE title, we now officially have the main event set up for the next pay-per-view. Clash of Champions. It's not Night of Champions. It's not Clash of the Champions. It's Clash of Champions. Whatever. Clash of Clans, whatever they're calling it. It's such a stupid name. Not a fan of the name. It feels like a throwaway pay-per-view already. As much as I love AJ Styles, AJ versus Jinder Mahal as the main event. Imagine if people had to pay $50 for this. Wrestling Historian says, Dear Aaron, what percentage of your audience do you feel is comprised of nerds? Nerds! Well, I think we're all nerds in some way. I mean, all of us have our little quirky interests. And quite frankly, I think anybody that watches wrestling could legitimately be classified as a nerd. You know what I don't like? When people call themselves nerds when the thing they like is really popular. Like, how are you a nerd for liking Star Wars? Because everyone, except me of course, everyone loves Star Wars. I shouldn't say everybody, but you know what I mean. Most people like Star Wars. So how does that make you a nerd? I always thought a nerd is somebody who likes something that's uncool, unpopular. And pro wrestling has never really been cool in society. It's pretty much considered to be lowbrow entertainment. And only for a brief period during the Attitude Era was wrestling considered to be cool in pop culture. So yeah, I think most people that watch wrestling could be considered nerds because of the fact that wrestling is not really mainstream. And it's like there's a bubble. And all of us watching WWE, we live inside this bubble. And then you have the rest of the world outside of that bubble. So that's just my take on the term nerds. You know, when somebody says, oh, I love Star Wars, that doesn't make you a nerd. That means you're trendy. You're like something that's really popular. Just my opinion, though. I'm sure some of you will disagree. Wrestling is cool because to all of us inside the bubble, wrestling is cool. But everyone else outside the bubble thinks wrestling is stupid. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get back to the topic of SmackDown. So we have AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal. Yawn. I mean, as much as I love AJ, and, you know, the match where AJ won the title was pretty good, but I really don't have that much interest in seeing those two go at it again. And I'm scared. I am scared Jinder Mahal is going to win back the WWE title. Apparently, easy for me to say, a Hideo Itami video package was shown on 205 Live. So apparently TJS is trying to multitask and watch me and 205 Live at the same time. You guys should be focusing on this and not 205 Live. Just my opinion, though. You know, my humble opinion. Why no call-ups from the men's division? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there could be a method to the madness, so to speak. It could be WWE is in fact going to do a women's Royal Rumble match. That would make sense with all these women being called up. Thoughts on the Bludgeon Brothers debut. So, the Bludgeon Brothers debuted. WWE actually went through with it. I actually thought it was better than I was expecting. I mean, to be honest with you guys, my expectations were very low for this. But I have to say the music is really cool. I love the entrance music. I think it's interesting. And I think it'll catch on. The whole thing with the hammers, you know, whatever. I like the entrance. I think the entrance is nice. The outfit, you know, some people said it's like a knockoff, you know, Kane rejection outfits. But I thought it was all right. Yeah, it was more of a repackaging than a debut. I thought it was fine, you know. I think the music is the strongest thing they got going. So far, you know, it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. And they beat up the Hype Brothers, which is fine with me, you know. I am no longer on the Zack Ryder bandwagon ever since that SOB blocked me because I complained about losing my hair at WrestleMania or whatever. He blocked me for some dumb reason, and I was devastated by that. I was sitting in the corner crying because for years I had the woo 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 you know it. I wrote it all over the place. I went to Coachella and wrote it on the big wall where everybody can write things. I tried to spread the word about Zack Ryder, and the man let me down. He blocked me after all that support for him, that SOB. But anyways, yeah, I was very happy to see the Bludgeon Brothers destroy the Hype Brothers. And I guess the tease of the breakup with the Hype Brothers continues. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody actually cares about Zack Ryder versus Mojo Rawley. I mean, I really won't, one way or another. Kurt Hawkins blocked you, Michael Wayne. Wow, that surprises me a little bit. So yeah, let's go back to SmackDown Live and the rest of the show. We had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the beginning segment with Shane McMahon. Shane, of course, very upset about them attacking him and Shane fending them off at the pay-per-view. And Shane was about to fire them. He said, I got 2 words for you guys. Your, and then Daniel Bryan's music hit. Daniel Bryan came out and made the Lumberjack match main event for the end of SmackDown Live. Now, I saw some interesting posts on here, and Ricky Lawson just brought it up. Daniel Bryan heel turn. A lot of people on Twitter seem to think that Daniel Bryan was going to turn heel at the end of the show. They were thinking some sort of swerve was going to happen. I saw a lot of different comments about this. Dominic Reed says Aaron equals ratings. Thank you for that. Kura Pika 07 said Bryan seems heelish. So yeah, a lot of people thought maybe Bryan was going to turn heel at the end of the show and there would have been a big swerve. But no swerve. Like I said earlier, the motorcycle guy came in, and maybe that was the guy that sabotaged the feed for this in the beginning. Maybe not. Maybe he's just passing by. But at the end of the show, we had Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin getting a fight, and then everyone was fighting, and then Sami Zayn rolled up the old-fashioned roll-up, which actually did get the job done. The roll-up defeated, which one was it? Which New Day member? I'm not sure if it was Kofi or Xavier. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. Sami Zayn picked up the win with the roll-up. After the match, it was Kofi. Kofi, according to a bunch of people, with no tights, by the way. Do you like Sami better as partners or enemies? I like what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I like this little cowardly, annoying heel character that he's doing right now. You know, I think it's good. And then after the match, Kevin Owens took off, and Sami Zayn was all by himself to get beat up by the New Day, and that was the end of the show. So no Daniel Bryan heel turn, nothing of that. Who is Randy Orton's next feud? I think WWE's still trying to figure that out, and that's why Randy Orton was not on the show this week. Dane says, I agree, Sami Zayn is going to be great as a heel. No John Cena on this show. Yeah, no Cena on this show, and again, unless there's a really big match for John Cena, why put him on the show when you can focus on the younger talent, you know? I suspect Cena will take this next pay-per-view off. It doesn't really feel like there's a spot for him. I think Cena will be back for the Royal Rumble, though, for sure. And what's next for Nakamura? So there's still a lot of questions. What's going on with Nakamura? Randy Orton. Randy Orton, people are saying, should turn heel. Jason EXP thinks Orton should turn heel. I think he should. I mean, I've said it before. I think Orton himself personally would prefer to be a heel. Will Jinder get the title back? I don't feel WWE will do that. I hate to say it to you, but I have a bad feeling that Jinder's getting that title back, and it's going to be... Keep in mind, folks, Cena still has to get that match. Oh, before I get to Cena here, somebody said Orton versus Owens next week. Apparently, WWE did announce that. Maybe they'll do Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and Nakamura at the next pay-per-view Clash of Champions. I could see a tag match situation, or maybe New Day. Actually, I think New Day's going to be feuding with Rusev and Aiden English based off of SmackDown. Yeah, I think WWE teased that a few weeks ago. And that would be a fun feud. I'm looking forward to that. As you guys know, any Rusev and Aiden English TV time is something that I cherish very much. As I am a devout follower of Rusev Day. It is my favorite holiday. It is my ritual to celebrate first thing in the morning, Rusev Day. When I go in the shower, I sing Rusev Day. When I get in the car, I sing Rusev Day. When I do this video, I sing It's Rusev Day. And yeah, I'm happy whenever we can get Rusev and Aiden English in a major storyline. Owens and Zayn versus the Usos. That would be a fun match, but I think the Usos are still heels right now. And it looks like the Usos are going to continue feuding with Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. On SmackDown tonight, we saw Shelton pick up a win over Uso. One of them. I'm not sure if it was Jay or Jimmy. It was one of the Usos. I still have trouble telling the Usos apart. As much as I like them, I still don't know which one is Jay and which is Jimmy. And it's not like the Bellas where you can tell, you know, physically which one is which. It was Jay Uso, apparently. I'm not even sure the correct spelling of Jey Uso. I think it's Jey, but sometimes it's spelled Jay. Are Gable and Benjamin heels? I don't think they are, but maybe they would be better off. It's funny because people were hating on the Usos when they were baby faces, and now that they're heels, people are cheering for them. And, you know, maybe that's why WWE doesn't turn Roman Reigns, because Reigns goes heel, and then people start cheering him, so what's the point? You know, people are booing him now, so he's an effective heel to the people that don't like him. I think that's WWE's whole attitude about Roman Reigns. The Usos are somewhat tweeners. Actually, a couple people said this. Chris and Kurapika07 said that. Usos were easier to tell apart when they had the face paint, since they had it on opposite sides of their face. What are the physical differences between Jey and Jimmy? For those of you out there that can answer this, because it's hard for me to tell the difference between the two of them. If there's some kind of physical, one has dreads. Okay, which one has dreads? Beard. Okay, which one has the beard? Jey is taller. Jimmy is a little bigger. It's all over the place here, guys. Maria can tell by the tattoos. I don't pay that much attention to their tattoos. I guess as a guy, it's easier to tell the Bella twins apart, but yeah, the Usos, I still to this day have trouble telling the two of them apart. The one who's married to Naomi is bigger. I think Jey has grills in. I can't, or Kayfabe Candy Ass says, I can't tell the difference, but Fatu is making a difference. There's a little nice reference to 1995. Jey knows the size of Batista's you-know-what. Alright, here we go with that again. Billy says you're not alone, Aaron. Jimmy has the hat and Jey doesn't. Alright, so there are some differences between the Usos. I really should know the difference between the two of them, considering that I'm doing this for a living and I should know who the guys are. Mohammed says, I cannot even tell the difference between my twin cousins. Zermit's Prawling just left a $2 super chat donation. Keep up the great work. Happy birthday tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. I guess somewhere it's November 22nd. For some of you in the UK watching this, it's November 22nd. So thank you all for the happy birthday wishes so far. And if you want to support the site, I say it again. 9 o'clock Pacific time, noon Eastern, November 22nd, which is tomorrow morning as of the recording of this video. November 22nd, noon, 9 p.m. Pacific time. You guys can pick up a NoDQ.com t-shirt, any of the 15 designs, and you can get 20% off your entire order. There's an Aaron Rift NoDQ video t-shirt. There's a Jeff Meacham Mayhem shirt. There's an Interstate Kyle shirt. Jexy Rocks. Greg Cherry, the PA Sensation. Virtue's Rage. David Payne, the Power of Pain. All those shirts available at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ or check out the link in the description box. And I told TJS he would be getting a shirt as a special gift for his moderation job that he's been doing here. Oh, Bootleg Joe 760 just sent a $10 super chat donation. Happy birthday, fella. Thank you very much, Bootleg Joe 760. Very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Jason EXP says, how much longer until Shane isn't commissioner anymore? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. You know, Shane's been the focal point of these storylines. You know, he was the last man standing at Survivor Series. So I think he's going to be around for the time being. Akon Nation says, first time watching live. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're able to watch live. Would you and the panel discuss the worst year in the WWE history? I would say, yeah, I mean, we could do that video. I think it would come down to 93, 95, or 2015. I mean, 2015, in my opinion, was WWE's worst year. Besides WrestleMania. I enjoyed WrestleMania, but overall, I thought the shows were pretty lackluster, especially towards the end of 2015, with the whole Survivor Series fiasco and Roman Reigns and Sheamus, the tater tots. Just cringeworthy stuff there. That was so bad. 2010 was pretty weak too, other than the beginning of the Nexus angle. Aiden English should sing Happy Birthday to me. Oh, Ricky Lawson says, when are the NoDQ.com awards? So in the next day or so, I will have a post up on NoDQ and all social media. You guys will be able to leave your nominations, and voting will begin December 1st for the 2017 NoDQ.com Year-End Awards. And the plan this year is to do panel videos with us giving our thoughts and predictions for the Year-End Awards. By the way, there's still time to vote in the NoDQ.com Hall of Fame. So keep voting over at NoDQ.com. As Hamp says, he's asking about the NoDQ Hall of Fame. You have till the end of the month to vote. Head over to NoDQ.com. Keep the votes coming in. A little bit of a controversial poll with Chris Benoit currently in the lead for deceased superstar going into the Hall of Fame. Very mixed feelings from people. So if you don't like that idea, vote for somebody else. Spread the word. Get the votes higher for somebody else. Offman Rules just sent in another $2 donation. What are your plans for your birthday tomorrow? Gonna go down to San Diego, maybe check out the San Diego Zoo and go to Phil's Barbecue, which is a really awesome place to eat at in San Diego. Maybe go to the San Diego Safari Park on Thanksgiving. So yeah, I'm going to be spending the next day or two in San Diego and then heading back to LA and then flying back to Portland. And I should have a NoDQ video up in the next day or so. Probably tomorrow night I'll be posting it. Micha, no, it's not Micha Mayhem, it's Micha, oh no, it's not Micha Mania, it's Micha Mayhem. We cannot say Mania. Pro Wrestling T said we cannot release a Micha Mayhem. See, I'm getting them mixed up now. I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed by the whole thing. We wanted to do a Micha Mania shirt, but ProWrestlingTees.com said we cannot use the term Mania. Some kind of legal issue. So we had to come up with a Micha Mayhem shirt. That is over at ProWrestlingTees.com. You could search NoDQ and pick that up. Dominic Reed, what is Corbin's next feud? I mentioned this earlier. Probably Bobby Roode based off of what happened on SmackDown. Spike W, is it cold in Portland? It's cold right now. I mean, the summers are great, but it can definitely get into the 50s and even in the 40s and even the 30s in December and January. So it can get cold in Portland, and it can even snow there. I experienced that firsthand last winter. Rusev for U.S. champion. It's already been done. Rusev, what I'd like to see is Rusev and Aiden English getting a shot at the tag team titles. Ambrose Long, Better Call Saul, or Breaking Bad? Definitely Breaking Bad. I mean, Better Call Saul is great in its own right, but I mean nothing can beat Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul has had its moments, but it's still not at the level of Breaking Bad. But anyways, let's get back to wrestling here before everybody tunes out. Oh, Paul Heyman putting AJ Styles over. I really liked that. I thought that was a nice touch to actually show Paul Heyman's comments, his video clip on SmackDown Live. I thought they were just going to have that on social media. I like the fact that Heyman put over AJ and they showed it on television. I thought that was a really nice touch, and I'm glad WWE did that. Hamp says, are you done with Walking Dead yet? I'm not going to say, because I don't want people to potentially spoil the show for me. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm done with Walking Dead yet or not. Who does Lesnar face at the Royal Rumble instead of Finn Balor? Great question. So apparently WWE is passing on having Finn Balor challenge Brock Lesnar, even though in the storyline, as we all know, Finn Balor should be getting his rematch for the Universal title, but apparently Vince doesn't think Balor is a big enough star. I'd like to see it personally. Ricky Lawson brings up a good point. It could be Seth Rollins. I mean, I could see that happening. Maybe it'll be Rollins, Ambrose, and Lesnar in a triple threat. I could see that as a possibility. Yeah, why not just get Roman Reigns and... I like that idea a lot better. Let's just get Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar over with. Do it at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. If WWE wants to do that rematch, get it out of the way now. And I totally agree with you, B-Boy, about Walking Dead, by the way. 100% with what you just said there. Daniel Bryan said he wasn't going to fire Sami and Owens and that Owens would face Orton next week on SmackDown. So yeah, I mean, we all know that they're not going to get fired. My gut feeling is it's going to be Zayn and Owens against maybe Orton and Nakamura at the next pay-per-view. Some sort of big tag match with Owens and Zayn against two of the top SmackDown stars. If Mahal loses at Clash of Champions, will that be the end of his undeserving push? I would think so. I would hope that that would be it. I mean, I really don't want to see Jinder win back the title. I really don't. I mean, it's just going to really make me uninterested in following WWE into 2018. But then again, it's my job, so I have to. But man, if I wasn't doing this for a living and Jinder Mahal won back the WWE title, I might just throw in the towel for WrestleMania if this wasn't my job. To be perfectly honest with you guys, it's not even that Jinder Mahal is a good heel. It's just I'm done with the character. I'm bored by it. He needs to change it. Do something different. Just be himself. Stop doing the anti-American gimmick. Just do some kind of change. TJS said, did you bring a tripod with you? Yes, I am using a tripod here. You know, this is my job, so I'm always prepared. I got the tripod, got my laptop here. Pretty much bring this stuff everywhere I go, whether I'm on a trip or not, because you never know when there's breaking news, you know. Funny story, I was buying my car when I moved to Portland, Oregon. I was in the process of signing the paperwork to buy my car when the news broke that Roman Reigns was suspended. Literally, I'm there in the dealership talking to the agent, trying to finalize the deal to buy the car, and I get a text that Roman Reigns was suspended, and my friend tried calling me and telling me that Roman was suspended, and I thought he was joking. So that's a little funny story there. But yeah, the bottom line is I'm always prepared. There can always be breaking news, so anywhere I go, I bring my laptop, I have my tripod, and you know, I connect to the hot spot if I'm not in an area where there's a restaurant or a McDonald's or anything like that. I can just connect the phone to the laptop and connect to the hotspot and get internet access and post news if I need to, or do a video if I need to. I have done it before. I have done videos on the fly sometimes, and that's just, you know, part of this job. You know, I gotta be prepared at all times if there's news or whatever. And you know, sometimes I'm at the gym and there's news and I gotta stop working out, or I gotta go home if I'm doing something. So yeah, I definitely I'm prepared, you know, to sum up TJP's question in one sense. Yes, I have a tripod because I am prepared to continue working even when I'm on vacation or traveling somewhere. Keep up the live chats, Aaron. Really enjoying them. Thank you for that, B-Boy. Much appreciated. Hamp says you should buy a car more often. Yeah. Oh, Ricky Lawson says, where were you when the Chris Benoit story broke? So I was on vacation when that story broke. My ex-wife and I were going to Yosemite for our anniversary, and literally we stopped in Fresno. We stayed the night with her family, her cousin's family. We were there in Fresno, and literally I just went on the computer. I was checking a few things. I went on MySpace. I don't know if you guys remember those old bulletins from MySpace, but I clicked on the bulletin page, and the first thing I saw was breaking news: Chris Benoit dead. And I was like, what? This was seriously the first day of my vacation. My ex-wife and I were heading up to Yosemite, and yeah, so I pretty much had to post a bunch of things about Chris Benoit. I was busy all day. We eventually, the next day, we went out on our trip, and this was 2007, so there was no iPhones or anything, and I basically had to use Yosemite. One of their lodges, they had computers and you could sign on the internet, but it was a ridiculous amount of money. It was something like $10-15 an hour to use the internet, some ridiculous amount of money. So I was there posting news, trying to keep up to date with everything. I was watching Nancy Grace and watching that whole debacle at the hotel room. So yeah, it pretty much was a huge interruption to my entire vacation. Now it's a lot easier because I have obviously the iPhone and the laptop here, and I can get internet access just about anywhere with their cell phone service. So it's definitely a lot easier now than it was in 2007. When Eddie Guerrero died, I was I just got a call from somebody. I was just home when that happened, and Owen Hart, I was watching the pay-per-view. I was at a friend's house. We were actually doing backyard wrestling earlier that day, and Owen Hart's death was announced, and we were all in disbelief. I mean, none of us believed it. I found out about Benoit right away. I mean, I was just going on MySpace for a few minutes to check on a few things. I went on the bulletin page, and it just said breaking news there. It was literally right when it happened. I'm actually glad it did, because if the news broke when I was already in Yosemite, then it would have been even more difficult for me to be able to cover that and post it on the site. Regarding Kamala, last I heard, he's doing slightly better, but he's still in serious condition. I don't really know anything else at this point in time, but as soon as I hear more, I will pass it along to you guys. People are saying Neville's back. Now, last time people said I was being trolled, so I don't exactly believe you guys, with all due respect. So I'm going to check Twitter right now and see if you guys are BSing me or not. Actually, the fact that I'm even checking means I am falling for the potential troll bait. Let's see here. Why do I see nothing about Neville? I see something about Hideo Itami. I see nothing about Neville, though, so I think I've been played again. Yeah, I did get trolled again. Thanks a lot, guys. You did it to me again. This is going to be a weekly thing now. Every week somebody's going to say, Neville's back, Neville's back. I did see the Hideo Itami thing, though, so that's cool. You know, they are bringing him in. How can I learn about NoDQ history? I actually do plan on posting something. I did write a bunch of things about the history of the website. I posted it on MySpace. You might be able to find it if you do a Google search. Type in the history of NoDQ.com. I might have some old posts on there from years ago, but I really need to update it. I mean, those posts, I think I wrote those articles back in like 2005. But if you search historyofnodq.com, you might be able to find some of my old posts about the beginnings of the site. Neville will be in the Royal Rumble. We'll see about that. What's better, WrestleCrap or Botchamania? You know, they're both entertaining in their own ways. I mean, Botchamania, I think I'll say Botchamania just because they featured the Sandman botching that promo for NoDQ.com on there, on one of the early Botchamanias. I think it was the 5th or 6th video. And Marked Out says, happy birthday. I'm starting to lose my voice, by the way. You know, what is this, like the 3rd straight night, or 4th night? Four nights in a row I've been doing videos here, counting that NXT review video. So yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice here. I do have a NoDQ video coming up, though. That'll be posted tomorrow night, or maybe Thursday, but that'll be it. And then I might take a break for a couple of days and rest up over the Thanksgiving weekend. What are you thankful for? Asked Kayfabe Candy Ass. I am thankful for all you guys for being such awesome viewers and supporters of the website. And I am thankful to all of these super chat donators. And quite honestly, I'm thankful to have a roof over my head. I think sometimes people take things they have in life for granted. And you should be thankful of just the basic necessities in life. Just being able to walk or hear or talk or see things. Any of these senses that you have, you should really be thankful for that, because not everybody has all those things. And if you have a roof over your head, you have food on the table, you know, these are things people don't have. Believe it or not, there are millions of people around the world that don't have some of these basic things that we don't even think about every day. So be grateful for what you do have. I mean, somebody out there probably has it worse than you, and you know, try to think of the good things and appreciate those things, and I think you'll be a happier person for it. Jeffrey says, keep up the good work, Aaron. Happy early birthday. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. And Jeffrey, I also have a shirt coming your way, so stay tuned for that. And thank you all again. I'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Again, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ. Pick up a shirt, 20% off, starting at noon, November 22nd, Eastern Time, noon, 9 p.m. Pacific Time. Grab a shirt. And, you know, that's the best way you could support the site. The other best way is to spread the word. Tell a friend about NoDQ video. Share this video. Tell people about NoDQ video. Pass the word around. And that's about it. That's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving weekend or Rusev Day. Whatever you're celebrating. Enjoy it. Have a good time and be safe. Thanks again, guys, and I will talk to you next time.